So 3 months ago from today, my channel was absolutely dead. I was posting videos that weren't getting any views and I wasn't making any money off of my inbound YouTube channel. However, 42 days ago, I decided to restart documenting my journey of actually scaling my business. And as you can see here on my calendar, I've managed to sign on well over a dozen clients throughout this process just by making these videos like you're watching right now. And I want to take you through my day to explain how I actually do this and how you can replicate it for yourself to build a profitable personal brand in under 30 days the exact same way that I did. So before I talk to you about any strategy, I would just like to explain exactly how I plan my entire days out to make sure that I'm not only documenting, but also getting a crap ton of work done in the actual process. And to show you the overall of how I do this, I've got a few assets. First things first, you can see here is the war map of 2025. This is something that I've got from Sam Ovens after going through his course a while ago. And then in addition to that, I also have something called my scorecard here, which I use to track all the metrics of my business month over month, and I'll do it on a daily basis, as you can see down here. So what I actually do is I'll take everything that I see on my war map for the day and I will put it down into my task list, as you can see here. And on my task list, you can see that there's two distinct categories. There's the actual work that I have for the day, and then there's also the recorded section of the day. So am I actually completing the task and am I recording it? And keep it extremely simple. I go through my entire task list, and every single time that I finish a task, what I'll do is I'll simply just record a shot of me explaining what I've done, what I learned from actually doing that thing, and following that simple blueprint has allowed me to just keep it simple and get everything that I need to get done on a daily basis. So now what I want to do is I'm going to get some work done with the initial thing that I had to do, which is inputting my data, sending my client comms, and making a few marketing tweaks. Then I'm going to update you and kind of walk you through a little bit more of the strategy and what I have to do for the day after I take care of this meeting right here. Okay, so what you just saw there was me filling out all the data, both for my actual personal scorecard that I run for the company, then also my financial data. So something that I've started doing recently is tracking every single purchase that I make. So every single morning, I'll check my bank account and I'll also go on my bank statements and I'll go through every single dollar that I spent, whether it was on coffee in the morning or whether it was on a business expense, and I'll sort them through on a spreadsheet. And the reason I don't use QuickBooks or any kind of manual logging for this is because I want to I don't use any automatic logging, so I want to visually, actually manually go through and look at everywhere where my cash is going. So I have a very good idea of where my money is being spent and making sure that I'm running at a high margin. For example, I can tell you right now, in the month of February so far, I have gotten paid $1,312. That's just from the first client payment that's gone through for the third here. And in that, I've only spent around $200, all of which actually probably just comes from spending on food and expenses and whatnot, because as you can see, I'm in a little bit of a different setting. I'm back home traveling to Canada instead of usually in Florida, because it's back the holidays and I also have to get a few things fixed at home, including getting a new car. So now that all the data is cleared up and good to go, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go and send out my client communications, and then I'm gonna hop on this call and show you my marketing tweaks that I make, and then walk you through the entire personal branding strategy that I actually use to pump out these videos and actually get customers from them.
That's actually pretty good, man. This is a really good offer, bro. I can't even lie to you. I've learned a lot just speaking with you. So I think just having someone like you by my side, that would be very, very helpful, especially because, like I don't want to be like figuring out or thinking through this thing all by myself anyway. Like I rather just go make content, to be honest. Like genuinely, like
Yeah.
I just fucking make content. You know what I mean? So,
Well,
um,
that's the mission statement of what I do is Seven Figure Creator, which is the company name, is the goal. And the goal with all the clients I work with is your job is to talk to clients and to make videos.
right.
And everything else operationally is broken up into literal repeat actions that you follow every day, because we take care of all the systems, the guesswork, and whatnot.
So I just jumped off that call there and honestly went super well. He actually might be getting started as a client later off this week. So if that happens and actually goes through, going to be a really good start to the month of February. Now what I actually want to do is, before this call in 30 minutes, get through all these marketing tweaks, and then yeah, I'll show you that call, hop on there, and then it's time to get into the meat of how I actually make these videos and monetize them for my business and what I actually do. So as you can kind of see behind me, the marketing is done, and it's actually the perfect segue into explaining explaining how I actually built a profitable personal brand, because 42 days ago, I decided to launch this company, Seven Figure Creator, which pretty much partners with coaches and content creators and allows them to use the same systems that I used in my previous coaching business to actually allow them to make offers, focus on delivering great results for their clients, making videos, while we take care of these systems and operations. So I've created an offer that I have built off my personal brand. Now, showing you the way that I actually get traffic to this core page here, which is where I state my offer. And as you can see, simply, I just have a video where I explain the core KPIs of what I do, how it all functions, and give people the ability to go ahead and just schedule a call with me if they'd like to speak with me. Then from that point on, it is very simple on the landing page and the funnel aspect of things. I have the YouTube videos, which I put out. I do once per day. I took a little break for the last few days here, but you can see here, I upload a once per day daily vlog of my actual progress building this business. And then from that point on, just direct everything to this page. From doing that alone for 42 days, just with the correct kind of market that I'm actually going after and funnel strategy, I've been able to onboard, I believe, just over a dozen, I believe around 13 to 14 clients on board, 4 of which are actually on a paid recurring plan. So I actually have a foundation of the business built up and I'm actually working. Now, to explain the way that I come up with the content ideas and what I actually talk about, because as you can see again, the funnel that I direct people to is relatively simple. So there must be a lot more information in this content that's actually leading people to want to speak with me, learn about more what I do, so they actually have the ability to work with me a little bit more in depth. And you might be asking yourself, well, Alex, doesn't that seem like a very oversimplified way of stating how you do this? And my honest answer to that is no. Again, showing you the workday that I've done, I literally just wake up, I do my morning routine, I track the data of how my funnels are performing, then I go through my day delivering with clients, and then I make the video on doing it. And it's a rinse and repeat of continuously doing that, improving just to actually run this business. And that is all it entails. It's not a matter of doing new things or building out a massive infrastructure. It's just about getting better at the things I'm already doing. And that's because running a coaching business or something built on your personal brand, your face, is very different from running an agency or a different style of business. You want to optimize for spending time in front of a camera instead of trying to spend your time in front of your nose and your computer just doing random stuff that doesn't actually lead to the productivity of the business. You're going to be speaking to a camera so that you can speak to people on the back end when you're actually delivering with them, and your entire sales and setting process is also going to be speaking with them. And the reason I say that is because when you optimize for the ability just to get better at creating content, connecting with people, and really just getting your message and value out that you have with the world to share in your given domain of expertise, that is when you're going to see the most success, and not when you try and create this crazy operationally complex business. And that's kind of the foundation of what even made me start the business I'm running now, which shows coaches how to do that as I'm doing it myself and actually going through all the hoops, trials, and tribulations for the second time, the same way that I did at the first coaching business that I ran, where I was more of an operations person. Now, to explain the process that I actually come up with, to once I found a good idea or a given topic to speak about, go more niched in to make sure it can actually get the right views so that the people are seeing it are actually the kind of people I want to work with and see my content. It is a very simple strategy using vidIQ, as you can see here. So every single day, when I'd like to make a video, I'm going to come into the keyword section, as you can see right here. Going to click into the keyword section, and there's going to be a few things that I can type. If I want to make a video on a coaching business, I can go here, click coaching business. From that point on, I can check the rough search volume and competition on this keyword. I can check the related keywords, so what people are searching for in relation to this. And I can also search matching terms. And then I'm also just going to look through the question section to see what people are looking to find out. And all of these can be used, such as how to get clients for your coaching business, as a way of actually getting great search traffic, as you see around 3,000, 4,000 people, just by making a simple video. And that is literally the process that I follow time and time again in order to actually execute this. Now, to give you an example of how I did this today, I just searched up personal brand into the type bar, just as you can see here, and I found a super solid video about how to build a personal brand that is profitable, such as the questions that you can see just like this. And I just simply added I instead of how to add a personal touch to the actual flavor of the style of video that I was producing. And literally, I will go through that. Then once I've done that, I'm going to check the outlier tab, which I'm going to click in here. I'm going to click personal brand. I'm going to see if there's any outlier videos. And if not, then I'm just going to go and freeball it based on whatever I can find in the YouTube algorithm and the simplicity of just scrolling through and finding inspiration. And it is that simple to actually launch and run everything here. You don't want to overcomplicate it. I'm not affiliated with vidIQ in any way, shape, or form. That is simply the way that I go through and create all these videos, and I just focus on connecting with the viewer within doing that. From that point on, going into the service delivery that I actually have, this is where it gets a little bit more complicated. Now, the reason why service delivery actually gets a little bit more complicated is because when you have to get somebody else results other than yourself, you need to have systems in place to actually execute this. And the issue that I see working with a lot of coaches, just as the people that you can see on my screen here, this is kind of my client CRM, my Slack, where I speak with everyone, you need to have built up a pure curriculum and have a methodology that you actually have to walk people through. So to wrap this into the overall image of what I'm trying to say is we've got a YouTube channel where we're going to find these trending ideas. We're going to post these videos. Then they're going to go to our landing page where they can see our offer, what we do, how we help people. They're going to schedule a call. And let's say that they onboard, we're ready to get them started. I recommend you start free, even the same way that I did. Even with all the experience I had in my previous business, I still started free. Then when you move into a paid plan, they get onboarded, they pay you, and now you have to get them results. Getting someone results comes down to a few things. First and foremost, client satisfaction, and then actual tangible growth in their business or whatever domain that they signed up for. In order to get someone the first off, which is a good customer experience, it is simply about meeting their expectations. So if someone's expectation is up here, you need to have the service that you actually deliver to them, everything involved with how you communicate to them, how you interact with them, what their day-to-day looks like as a result of working with you, meet that exact same expectation. That is the simple way of actually having a great customer experience. The tangible on how I do that is every single morning, as you can see what I did today, I'm going to send a personalized message out to every single client, checking with them, seeing how they're doing, also moving them along. I also track data with each of my clients so I know what's going on in their business without even having to speak with them, so we can make objective and logical based decisions instead of having these pure coaching calls. I have recurring weekly calls on the calendar with them. Then in addition to that, I also build out custom infrastructures and systems so that they don't actually have to go and do any guesswork. They just simply follow the SOPs which we've already built together. That is the overall of how I actually have the customer experience. Now, when it comes to actually having that customer experience generate revenue, that is where it becomes a little bit more difficult for. On the results end, it is the brutally honest truth that if you haven't been able to get people results so far, you shouldn't be selling a guarantee or anything of that nature. The reason why I can have a guarantee on the offer that I run now is because for the actual free people that I worked with and for even myself, I've been able to achieve that dream outcome time and time again consistently, so I know that it's something that I can state and something that I can market without actually leading to client disappointment. If you have a great experience with the customers that you actually work with, the marketing and the overall guarantee and the actual delivery and the curriculum of what you do shouldn't matter as much, because people are still going to be satisfied regardless, so long as, once again, the expectations that they set out in their mind and that you agree on with them throughout the onboarding process is actually met. And I keep it simple. When someone onboards because of your brand, they want to speak with you. They're optimizing for time spent with you. You are the prize in what the entire equation of service delivery is. So you want to optimize for as if you were almost a coworker working over their shoulder with them. And if you can do that, that is going to be the big domino for actually seeing success in coaching service delivery. So with all that information, you have now been equipped with the exact same bare bones, simple strategy, because it does not need to be complex. You don't need a secret. You just have to go through these simple actions of, again, posting 3 times a week on YouTube, if not more, and then having that core offer that you have built up. And by the actual way of just improving and optimizing for doing as much of that and getting as good at that as possible, you're going to see success. And it's that simple. But given that and the overall strategy that I followed, and also all my clients follow to build a profitable personal brand, I now actually have the rest of the work which I've got to do for the day, which quite simply is, now that I'm done the marketing tweaks, which was the big work block for the day, I want to go ahead and backlog some of my pipelines. I'm going to be doing just outreaches on my phone. If I can get all that done, I have some admin, financial work, and then also some admin, actual YouTube studio, just backlogging the title and thumbnails of my videos. And if I get all that good to go, I'm just going to publish this vlog, head to the mechanic, eat dinner, and then kind of relax, because I'm supposed to be on vacation back home in Canada for a bit.